Hello everyone! In today's video, we will delve into the mystery surrounding Dustin Poirier's nickname as the diamond that never sparkled. Come along as we reveal the hidden truths. As the decade draws to a close, there is a growing debate about the best fighter of the decade and year. The UFC has continued to make MMA mainstream, moving away from the traditional cage fighting concept. Despite this, many fans still miss the wildest era and underground quality of MMA. MMA is still plagued by connections with shady politicians and businessmen, but there are few true role models who fight to uphold respect and humility. One such fighter is Dustin Poirier, known as the Diamond. His fame has allowed him to use his fame to help his community, and his nickname is more accurate now than just due to his tough fighting style when he started MMA. Dustin Poirier, born in Lafayette, Louisiana in 1989, is a French-born fighter with Cajun heritage. He was raised by his mother and grandmother, and as a young kid, he became involved in street fights that earned him a tough reputation. After dropping out of high school, he met his future wife, Jolie, and turned his focus to fighting MMA. The documentary Fightville followed his rise through the local scene, and he signed with WEC, gaining a personal connection with fans. Currently living in Florida with his wife Jolie, Dustin trains at American Top Team and is a top 10 lightweight in the UFC. His fighting style and epic fights have made him popular among fans. In 2016, Dustin and Jolie's daughter was born, and they wanted their daughter to have a solid household and college fund. Dustin decided to move back to Lafayette, where he trained with Mike Brown as head coach, but his home would remain in Louisiana. Dustin's father and husband responsibilities led him to change as a fighter. After losing important fights due to poor defensiveness, Dustin worked hard to improve his defense and became a veteran of the cage. He was offered a fight with former lightweight champion and MMA legend Eddie Alvarez at UFC 211, which he refused. During UFC 211 Fight Week, Dustin announced that he would be auctioning his UFC kit to raise money for the Second Harvest Food Bank of Lafayette. The fight between Dustin and Alvarez was an absolute war, with Dustin making a great job in round one and keeping Alvarez at distance. However, the fight took a dramatic turn when Alvarez landed several illegal knees to Dustin's face, leading to a no contest. Dustin took the mic and ordered the crowd to stop booing Alvarez and show respect to the legend. Dustin's fight with Alvarez showed how dangerous this new diamond was and that he could compete with the elite of the division. A few weeks later, his UFC kit was sold for $5,100, going directly to the Harvest Bank and helping make 3,000 meals. In November 2017, Dustin faced another former world champion, Anthony Pettis, in the main event of UFC Fight Night 120. For the second time, he auctioned his bloody UFC kit for a charity cause that many Americans can relate to. In April 2018, Dustin Poirier and his wife Jolie created the Good Fight Foundation, a non-profit organization that auctions Dustin's UFC kit during his fight against Justin Gaethje in the main event of UFC Glendale. The Acadiana Outreach Center helps women and children experiencing homelessness and poverty. Dustin, who grew up on the poor streets of Lafayette, grew up thinking about the impact of starvation on children. The foundation allows people to donate money and create long-term plans without having to sell his UFC kit every time he fights. As Dustin Poirier continued to win fights and get closer to a title shot, the foundation's size increased. He was named an American Cancer Society 2018 Spirit of Hope honoree and was honored through a gala during the summer. Dustin's back-to-back finishes of Gaethje and Alvarez helped him climb the rankings and help more people from Lafayette. The Gaethje fight auction kit helped feed homeless people, while the Eddie one provided backpacks and computers for poor students. For Thanksgiving, they served food for those who couldn't afford a meal. Dustin's popularity led him to sign a contract with Everlast, who joined the foundation to encourage other athletes to join the cause. After experiencing 2 successful years, Dustin was ultimately ranked in the top 4 of the lightweight division and proceeded to embark on a formidable winning streak. His bout against Justin Gaethje stood out as one of the most exciting fights of the year, showcasing Dustin's remarkable growth and unwavering determination. This victory was truly earned through hard work and perseverance. In 2019, Dustin eagerly awaited his title fight after encountering some challenging negotiations with the UFC. Despite some initial setbacks, he finally seized the opportunity to compete for the UFC World Championship against Max Holloway, the featherweight champion and highly regarded pound-for-pound fighter at UFC 236. It marked Dustin's fourth consecutive main event and his first time headlining a UFC pay-per-view, representing a significant milestone in his career. The Poirier family viewed this as a chance to make a positive impact. Aaron Hill, a young boy from Lafayette, had a rare incurable genetic brain disorder. Despite loving to play on the playground and having a sweet demeanor, his disease quickly progressed, eventually rendering him unable to live a normal life. His health declined, leading to vision loss and the need for a wheelchair. The Make-A-Wish Foundation reached out to Aaron's parents to learn about his ultimate wish. Aaron's dream was to have a specialized playground built at his school so that his classmates could also enjoy it. Sadly, Aaron passed away before his wish could come true. Sometime later, Dustin and Jolie came across Aaron's story and were deeply moved by the selfless generosity of a 6-year-old child in such challenging circumstances. Dustin noted that it takes a great deal of empathy to be emotionally affected by someone else's story. While preparing for the most important fight of his life, Dustin shared Aaron Hill's story and expressed his wish to raise enough funds to create a playground in Aaron's memory. With the assistance of ESPN, the UFC, and Everlast, Dustin enlisted other fighters to donate their fight gear for auction. Fellow Lafayette UFC fighter Alan Juban generously donated his fight kit to support the cause. Cub Swanson, who had faced Dustin in the past, also contributed by auctioning his fight kit a few weeks later. However, the most unexpected donation came from Dustin's opponent, Max Holloway. Following their intense 5-round battle, Holloway and Dustin met backstage, where Max offered his autographed gloves in the hope of helping towards the playground's construction. Dustin Poirier was a world champion after 30 fights and was a longtime champion outside the cage. In August 2019, a special needs playground was built in memory of Aaron Hill's life and wish. Dustin's mother, Jolie, expressed her admiration for his dedication to helping others and the Good Fight Foundation. In May 2019, Dustin Poirier was awarded the key to the city of Lafayette for his work with the Good Fight Foundation and contributions to the community. He expressed his gratitude to his wife, Jolie, who supported him during times of loss and inspired him through punches. Dustin is proud of his heritage and has a fleur-de-lis tattooed on his left hand representing royalty in France and visible on the Acadian flag. Despite losing the biggest fight of his life against undefeated lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, Dustin gave him respect and dignity. Khabib and his father respected Dustin more than anyone else on the roster for his personality and heart. UFC President Dana White offered to match Khabib's money, and Dustin received around $200,000 for the Good Fight Foundation. 2 years later, through sacrifices and hard work, Dustin earned over $5,000 USD, which served to build a water well in Uganda and other projects. The Good Fight Foundation has grown to help people worldwide, not just Louisiana. Dustin Poirier is expected to return to the cage in spring after a successful hip surgery. His legacy will continue to grow as the diamond found his way to shine through love and compassion to others. This year, we celebrate Dustin Poirier's life, inspiring many and becoming the King of Lafayette. Long live the King. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment in the comment section below.